Voice of the I Am, Elohim of Purity's Discourse, The Lodge, May 5th, 1946. Beloved ones, abiding within the heights of eternal purity, I come to give you the encouragement, the strength, the protection, and the happiness which is contained within the great cosmic flame of purity to all life. From the heights of those transcendent activities of life within the heart of the great central sun, there is pouring forth constantly to the life upon this earth, the mighty quality of eternal purity. The human intellect does not comprehend what the quality means for the happiness and the perfection of the individual's life stream. Therefore, in that which I have to say this afternoon, I shall pour with it, in and around each of you, my feeling of the intense purity which abides within the heart of the central sun. It is our feeling of that purity, which individuals who are embodied upon this earth require in order to expand and fulfill the divine plan within each life stream, and to call forth the perfection into the physical octave which one day must absorb everything here into its own almighty glory. When you understand the power mastery abiding within the great cosmic flame of my purity, you will of course realize it is the one great flame of purity which is the ascended Master's octave, and all those greater manifestations in the universe which are above human qualities, mankind content as they have been, to endure existence in human impurity and discord, if left without our magnetic pull of the flame of our purity and our love, would in time dissolve their own identities of the outer physical self. Become impurity, my loved ones, is not eternal. Therefore, even though it seems to whirl in outer manifestation for a time, qualifying some of the substance and energy of God's universe with discord and destruction, still, the very nature of impurity must in the end dissolve itself. You have all heard the statement, evil destroys itself. So does impurity in the end. Oh, my beloved ones, you who understand where your mighty I Am presence is, you who have the power and the ability to call to your I Am presence the ascended masters and cosmic beings, you who are aware of the authority and power of the great creative word of life, I Am. It is your divine privilege and responsibility to call the intense purity from those great octaves into the physical world, to keep it from destroying the handiwork of those God beings who have created the earth and the magnificent manifestations of nature upon it. I am going to plead with you today to use our qualities and our power and the authority of the creative purity of your own life streams. Every one of you, every human being, everything that lives, is creating something every moment, waking or sleeping. Therefore, if those who understand where the mighty I Am presence is, and that it is their source of life and perfection, don't use their conscious creative ability and the authority of God, well then they do use it in the authority of the human, and since the Godhead, the infinite mighty I Am presence, everywhere, is the authority of eternal perfection, then that which the human creates is not permanent and is of discord. Now, you may think I am speaking only words today, but I am charging into your life streams and into your beings and worlds an anchorage of the great cosmic authority and power which our purity is to all creation, because without purity, soon you will have annihilation. So in the use of the great creative fire in the spoken word, I am, remember always to specify and call into outer action by your conscious command the invincible victory of our cosmic purity. The world needs that more than anything else this hour. When you call forth our cosmic purity, you have drawn forth the mightiest energy of cosmic love, because the great flame of love and purity in the heart of the great central sun are one. Tomorrow morning, as you go about your daily duties, your intellect will probably have forgotten 90% of what I am saying, so far as the actual remembrance of my words is concerned, because the brain structure needs to have the printed or written word before the sight in order to take its form into the mind and hold it in the outer intellect, the memory of what I say, but the energy of my love and the flame of my purity, which is within that energy, contain my feeling and my consciousness, my memory and my awareness of what is my words, for I am speaking them through the messenger. These are not her words. These are my words of my life, and they are my purity to all life throughout the universe, for infinity and eternity. Then can go forth at your conscious command, for we have all given you the use of our ascended master and our cosmic consciousness. You can command our consciousness to go forth into conditions in this world, and compel the annihilation of the cause of that which is not the eternal purity of God's divine plan fulfilled. The power within these mountains is the power of my purity. The power within the oceans of the water element is the power of my purity. The power within the sacred fire is the power of my purity. And the purifying power of even a physical flame is still the power of my purity. And how long would you last on this earth without it? Then, since things of the outer world, which are manifesting imperfection, are but an accumulation of impurity, I say to you, use my great cosmic authority and cosmic flame of eternal, invincible purity, and command and compel their victory everywhere in your outer world. I want to show you, if you will just take a journey with me, throughout the ages what mankind owes to life, all down the centuries since the end of the second golden age, when mankind turned their attention away from that mighty I Am presence, which they have chosen of their own free will, to deliberately experiment with impurity. Hence the chaos, the destruction, the suffering, the torture, the tragedy of that impurity has filled the world throughout the centuries. That is coming to an end. That is coming to an end. It has to be finished by the power of the sacred fire. That sacred fire is the purifying blue lightning and violet consuming flame of eternal purity from the heart of the central sun, focused consciously and directed through the physical sun, by great cosmic beings who are the authority of the cosmic law to govern all upon earth. There is not one condition that causes distress to mankind today in the outer world, which is anything more than substance qualified with impurity. If you choose to remember what I say, and if you will call your mighty I Am presence to command your outer memory to retain it, you will do it. I am going into an explanation of an action of the law, which will show you why you have distress in your world, why you have problems and limitations, and how, if you will remember what I say today, you can so easily draw those from yourselves and out of your affairs, cast them within the consuming power of the sacred fire, and go forth free in the sunshine of my purity, wielding the scepter of your creative power to bring into outer manifestation, at your command, the glories, the magnificence and beauty of that which your hearts desire, and which the Holy Christ self of each life stream is trying to create through the physical form, through the unfed flame in your hearts. I am going to take up an action of substance and energy in this explanation which every I Am student requires. The messenger in individual cases has given some of this explanation occasionally, but the whole student body requires it now, if you are going to have the armor of protection which you will require against the discord of the outer world in the coming months. This of which I speak concerns the care of the physical body and your homes, your business, and the world in which you move. Remember, the sinister force only gathers its sustaining energy from substance which has been discordantly qualified by human beings through thought, feeling, spoken word, and act. The physical body is an aggregate of the beings of the four elements. In other words, every cell of your flesh structure is a tiny being, with a point of light in the center. The electrons of the body are the points of light within the cells. Within those points of light is intelligence which obeys the command of the flame in your heart and the conscious determination of your feeling world. The body is constantly throwing off through the cellular structure, substance and energy that has been qualified with whatever qualities were in your thoughts, feelings, and atomic structure. My dear ones, if you are going to hold an insulation of the substance of our light around your physical bodies, so you can have health, happiness, and ease within them, it is imperative from now on that you understand something of this explanation, and what is more, retain it in the intellect, I mean the structure of the brain, because you must retain the memory of it in the outer intellectual consciousness, in order to remind yourselves of the necessity of obedience to it. There is tremendous impurity in the body, thrown off every 24 hours. If you happen to be discordant during that time, the substance and energy of your body is charged into your clothing. It goes into your homes, into your business, and into the things you handle. If the body is not bathed at least once in 24 hours, and the clothing changed every other day at least, and every day when possible, you allow impurity to accumulate, just as surely as you allow impurity of any sort in and around the physical bodies, your clothing, your homes, or your business, the sinister force, and by that I mean the discord, the hate and anger conditions, the irritation and selfishness, which are gathered in the atmosphere of earth, especially from war conditions, will come there to use that destructively qualified energy. Those conditions in the atmosphere of earth are thick and heavy, and they come into places where discord and impurity are, to absorb energy and substance to sustain themselves longer. The I Am student body must understand something of this in order to know the necessity of keeping the body immaculately clean, and that means washing their hair every 3 or 4 days, keeping the clothing clean, keeping the things in the home clean, in your business and in your offices. I am pleading with you for this today, because if you will understand and remember this and will comply with my request, it will enable me, when you maintain cleanliness and dispose of impure substance, to wrap you in a mantle of light substance charged with my love, my authority, my feeling, my power, and my purity, and that is a far more tangible thing than the physical garments which you have on your bodies now, because this substance, which I will so gladly and so freely give, is eternal. It is eternal light substance, and it matters not where you might go or what you might do in the future. There is nothing in your mental and feeling world which could ever requalify this which I gave you for your protection. The crystal cup and the crystal armor of light to which your blessed Saint Germain has referred are very tangible things in your being and world, and you will not understand just how real and tangible they are until after you are ascended. You might say to me, "Why are you so sure of this? We have been living all these years, and getting along pretty well." Oh yes, but you have always had a time of reckoning, when you have had financial failures, when your health goes to pieces, when you have family discord, when you have business failure, when you have discord of any kind. Remember, my dear ones, it is only because some of the substance which has been discordantly qualified in the past was not placed within the fire element to be consumed. Otherwise you would never have met in the future the results of destructive causes which you have sent forth in the past, if you understand this law thoroughly. Today, I am giving you a scepter of power for your protection, such as you will not understand or value completely, until either long months and years ahead, or until the moment of your ascension. Why do you suppose I have come today? Why do you suppose I am pleading for your physical cleanliness in the physical body, and in your homes and in your affairs? Because when the hour strikes for the intensification of a certain point of the cosmic light in the atmosphere of earth, you will either by that time have drawn a garment or been enfolded in a garment of light substance from our octave for your protection, or you won't be protected. I want to show you why it is imperative that you hold form today on absolute, inflexible, uninterrupted harmony, because as the cosmic light increases in the atmosphere of earth, regardless of what is in the world around you, regardless of whether you think you deserve it or not. The cosmic law of our octave does not permit us to protect destructively qualified energy. Therefore, as you meet conditions in the outer world, if energy is destructively qualified, we cannot give our protection to you. But if within, you do hold that calm, serene kindness to everybody and everything, be concerned only with forgiving, and forgetting the human qualities. Then, my dear ones, so long as you hold the love, the harmony, and the kindness within your feeling in stillness, in the solar plexus, your Holy Christ body, your Holy Christ self, or any ascended master or cosmic being, can flash around you on an instant the substance of invincible protection from our octave, through which not all the destruction on earth could ever pass. So, you see, I have your safety at heart. I have your perfection in mind, and I am trying to prepare you ahead, so that the destructive conditions which are whirling in the outer world may not touch Saint Germain's family of light and love and freedom, for I want your victory, and your victory must be the consciously drawn substance and energy of eternal purity. We cannot make victorious, precious ones, and we cannot make victorious, precious ones, and we could not give victory to an I Am student or anyone else who holds within the feeling world hatred to some part of life. We cannot do it. The law of our octave is wholly constructive, because it is eternal perfection. The I Am student body often wonder, well, I have been given all these decrees, why don't I have more financial supply? Why do I have under all this ill why do I have to struggle under this ill health? I have done all these things, and still this does not break. Oh, my dear ones, if you could know what your personal habits will do for you, either to take you into the heart of our purity and release to you everything, or if you choose not to correct them, you have simply become a part of the substance and impurity of the outer world. I want to speak specifically of the necessity in your homes and in your personal effects to keep burned up all substance or things that you discard, things that you know you are not going to use anymore. If you are through with them, if they are worn out, or if they are impure, then put those things in the fire and return them to the universal, and in that way purify their energy. Do not allow these things to lay around and clutter up your homes, or your business offices, or anywhere you might be. I congratulate you, your precious group leader here, and the other blessed ones here who have fought for purity, order, and cleanliness. I congratulate every one of you, and precious ones, if at any time you need extra assistance, call to me, and I can send you legions of blue lightning to purify anything, so long as you are ready to hold the harmony and redeem the substance which Virgo gave you, wholly pure in the beginning. I would not soil your hearing with that which the sinister force does. If you allow things to accumulate in your world which are impure and discordantly, therefore there is no excuse for it. Every one of those under this radiation knows right from wrong. Every one of you knows perfection from imperfection. Every one of you knows purity from impurity. Every one of you knows harmony from discord. Every one of you knows that which is human from that which is divine. Now let me help you. And if I speak with terrific positive force today, just know there is a mighty inner reason for it. It is that you may be cut free from that which will as surely take its toll in the outer world as you exist. You are at a point when, as the cosmic light increases in the atmosphere you breathe, you are drawing more energy into the physical form, and if that energy is not harmoniously qualified, well then it will be discordantly qualified, and we cannot protect discord. It matters not what your motive is. It matters not what you have done in the past. Everyone under this radiation is serving life for his or her freedom, for the freedom of your nation and the freedom of a world, which has been caught in a whirlwind of darkness and suffering and torture and hate. The law of our octave will not permit us to protect that which is discordantly qualified. So from today, as certain conditions of the outer world have to be met and corrected, either mankind will turn to God, face the light, and give obedience, or they will be sucked into the whirlwinds of destruction by the impurity of the outer world. There is no compromise. You are facing the cleansing of the planet, and every life stream must pass through that cosmic light. If you hold the harmony, it will become for you a great enfolding, loving presence which will hardly let you be aware of anything but its own perfection. It will lift you out of contact with everything that is of distress in the world around you. It will keep you supplied with anything and everything you require to go forth and fulfill the divine plan and build perfection to bless life for eternity. Because that light and our flame of love and purity contain all there is which you would ever require released on the moment, and it is yours, beloved ones, as freely as the air you breathe. I wish to touch slightly upon something which I trust will be a guard for all of you. The blessed Nada in her letter on service explained this. But still the human feelings won't let you understand. If they become discordant, and it is concerning the feeling of the outer self, and that you can apply the law better than someone else, or that you have more power, or that you are more spiritual than someone else, or that you have more talent, or that you have made a better application, or that you are just better than somebody else, my dear ones, that is a trap of the sinister force, and as surely as you allow that feeling to exist within you, there will come an event of life which will be a shock to your outer self, and you will wonder why in the world does that come to me? Do you know why that comes? To wake up the outer self and make it know it has forgotten to give the credit to the I Am Presence, or it has deliberately pushed the presence aside and taken the authority which belongs alone to God? It is one thing, my precious ones, to keep the outer self pure, humble, selfless, harmonious, and absolute clear channel, to ask the luminous presence of the Holy Christ Self and the ascended host to come within the physical form, to release their sacred fire and do these things which bless life, to produce perfection and hold protection around all that is constructive. That is the right attitude to life, and what each one should do. But when the feeling surges of superiority, then as surely as you breathe this moment, will you have a shock of some kind, because all of those feelings are but the outer human self, taking the credit for that which belongs to God, the mighty I Am Presence, and you cannot do that without punishment. Those shocks come to the outer self periodically, to wake it up and show it what is happening, so the individual will take command of himself or herself and shut off that which is preventing complete mastery. Complete mastery over the conditions in the world around you is dependent on the complete surrender of the feelings within you unto the eternal purity and perfection of your Holy Christ Self and the ascended host. Complete mastery is the only result of complete surrender to the mighty I Am Presence and the ascended host. Many times you mean to do it. You say the words and you think it is the intellect. But oh my, how little it takes to stir the feeling at the solar plexus into a flare when something displeases, and if you still have that within you, then you have not surrendered to your presence or to the ascended host, because the human feeling is holding on to energy which belongs to God. That human feeling of discord has taken the harmonious energy the Holy Christ Self gave you, has requalified it on the moment, and therefore it is holding it and will hold it until it is purified. It may swing into outer action and produce results, but it will come right back into the individual. I am stressing this today, because there are certain forces in your blessed little crystal cup city down here who don't like Saint Germain's I Am activities. Well, there is only one thing that does not like harmony, purity, God, opulence, happiness, and perfection, and that is the opposite, the sinister force. So if you will give obedience to those simple things I have explained today, you will enable us to hold invincible protection around you. Then you will move in a world of your own with a happiness and with supply of every good thing, with health and an accomplishment of victory which will seem like magic to the outer world, and yet to you it will be as natural as breathing. If you will comply with this law, we would if you would comply with this law. We would like to see you do that. Then take the attitude to your fellow men, if they do not like your way of life, that you, unlike the rest of the world, have not come to take something away from them, but because God has been good to you, and you have learned from whence all good comes, you have come to share that good with those who choose to accept it, but that you never intrude it. Therefore, those who do not want to accept greater good and blessings just need your forgiveness, just need your blessing, but keep your world insulated against their discord until they are ready to accept the light. There are many precious ones all over the world who have opposed this light, but they are going to take back every word they have said against the beloved mighty being, Saint Germain. They are going to take back every word they have said against this light, because this light is God's name, and that which opposes or casts discredit on the divine must dissolve by the discord of the human. I want to make clear an interaction of the law which as yet has never been explained to the I Am student body, and it has reference to your own qualification of your own energy. Many times people intend to do a destructive thing, but they do not actually do the physical deed. Yet, precious ones, do you know from the inner standpoint of the cosmic law, if you desire to do a destructive thing, whether you actually do the deed or not matters not to the cosmic law? It judges you on your intent, your feeling, and your motive. The intent to do a destructive thing is the same thing as the deed done under the action of the law, because the desire to do it has already qualified the energy in your own life stream destructively with that feeling. We have never thought it wise until now to explain that to the I Am student body, but from the inner standpoint of the law, if you are to be free, you should know it. Be very careful what you desire. Be very careful you desire no harm to life, and that you do not desire to make any part of life suffer. Then, my loved ones, you become again the blazing being of love you were when you first came forth from the sensual sun. Until the end of the second golden age, you were beings of love only, and the great love, the perfection of life. Then you had the power of precipitation and levitation. There was no disease upon earth. There was no discord. You were still the beings of love and perfection from God's heart. Now you are returning to your home in God's heart. Just guard the habit of your feeling within. If there is the slightest feeling comes within you to retaliate or, as you say, get even with someone, oh, precious ones, kill it instantly within you. It is more dangerous than a rattlesnake. It is more dangerous to your expansion of the light than you know. Don't allow those things to dwell within you, because we cannot protect you. If you do, I say to you, you are going to need our protection. There is nothing to fear so long as you will hold your harmony. Precious ones, if there are those of the I Am students or people of the outer world, it matters not, who want to constantly stir up trouble. Remember what the beloved Godfrey said in Chicago almost 2 years ago. He said, when anything discordant comes up in the human being, say to your presence, I am no part of anything human. Absorb me into your flame, and you stand guard and take command of that situation. As soon, my precious ones, as you learn to use the authority of your own mighty I Am presence and the authority of the Ascended Master's octave, take the scepter of your own dominion, and command with authority everything that comes to your attention. You will not fight destructive forces. You will not battle what you call your limitations or your problems. But the moment the discord appears, you will say, no, I am no part of that. It is human. Mighty I Am presence, absorb me into the Holy Christ self, into my Holy Christ self, and stand your unfled flame between me and everything human forever. I abide within God's heart of flame. My beloved I Am presence, you handle that, and call on the law of forgiveness for its existence in the universe. Ask for it to be consumed, and the unfed flame take its place for eternity. Or if you choose to call my sevenfold flame of cosmic purity to be established in the place of that which seems to be human, and ask it to to be protected and expanded in full authority for eternity, you will know what the power of the sacred fire can do for you. You will know what it means to have ascended master friends of the light, who can come to your assistance on the instant and hold perfection and protection about you through which nothing human can pass. I remind you again, we cannot protect destructively qualified energy. An individual may have done wonderful constructive things. Then if suddenly that one allows discord to go forth, we must at the moment recede, and that individual must take the results of his or her discord alone. It cannot be otherwise. I ask all the I Am students to do another thing. Call especially to mighty Astrea to take command of all under this radiation everywhere, wherever you move, and annihilate all psychic substance. Ask him to annihilate everything which holds mankind under the hypnotic control of the sinister force. And I say to every one of you precious ones, because the report has come to the messenger recently, that some of those who call themselves I Am students are giving what you call readings here, there, and everywhere. Only God knows what you are being told. That thing must stop. Psychic nonsense is nothing on earth but the sinister force trying to hold people in its control, until it wrecks them. Why listen to somebody in the outer world to tell you anything? Who can tell you more than your mighty I Am presence and the ascended host of what you should have in your world, or how you are to overcome your problems? The messenger is going to clear this thing out in every city and in every I Am study group. People who in the past have been channels of various activities of the world, spiritualism and so on, numerology, astrology, and all that sort of thing, when they become aware of the individual's I Am presence and these magnificent beings who are waiting here to give everything in the universe, which is perfection, then those people must decide whether they want this I Am presence or not. If the student continues to go on to other channels, then that one must not come into these classes. Saint Germain will not allow it, neither will the blessed Godfrey or any other ascended master. People are at the parting of the ways. Either you want your mighty I Am presence, the ascended host, the purity and perfection of life, or else you choose longer to stay in the tragedy and torture of human discord. There is going to be no compromise. The mass of mankind are like they were caught in quicksand, and are sinking into greater degradation and depravity. The I Am activity which Saint Germain has brought forth is a magnet of light, to pull mankind's attention back to the perfection of life, to give them strength and protection they require to hold to the highest ideals in the universe, until they become the fulfillment of their manifestation in full freedom. Those in this activity either want God, eternal purity, and to go to the heights, or they do not belong here. We are not criticizing or condemning anybody, but every live stream at this time must decide whether it is going to stay with the God consciousness of perfection and have the victory of all happiness and constructive activity, or whether it chooses to follow the wisp of human feelings, and be caught in destruction which is whirling everywhere in the outer world. I say to the blessed group leader here, you are wholly within our requirements and Saint Germain's request to refuse into any of these I Am groups anybody who is playing with these psychic things, and all this outer nonsense. If they want that, it is quite their own business. We bless them and let them go their way, but they cannot bring that radiation into these I Am study groups. Saint Germain won't have it. The fundamentals, which that mighty being of light has established, are the requirements of this I Am activity for the protection of those who want to reach the heights. They have been established at his request for a reason, and those requirements are to be fulfilled by those who come into these classes. Saint Germain has been very gracious, my dear ones, in permitting this I Am group here at the lodge, and it is for your own protection. Those whom he has permitted to come into this greater focus of purity and power, he is trying out, to see how intensely you really want perfection, and how much you are determined to hold to the purity which the cosmic law demands. If that perfection is to come to you and be sustained to bless you, the radiation of the lodge is different from any other part of part of this I Am activity anywhere, and those who have been permitted to come here are fortunate indeed, but none may come here without his invitation. I wish you to feel perfectly free to call to me at any moment. If conditions around you are such that purity is not maintained as you desire, call to me, precious ones, call to all the beings of the sacred fire, to blaze whatever intensity of the purifying flame of the cosmic Christ is necessary, to change every condition of impurity into the perfection which means eternal happiness and enables the divine plan to be fulfilled. I congratulate the majority of the I Am students. You have raised yourselves out of the conditions that sometimes have been unspeakable. You have all, with great love, loyalty, and ceaseless effort, brought yourselves to this point. We want to take you to the full victory and goal of your attainment, and these things of which I have spoken today are the requirements of the cosmic law, for which lies beyond the greater heights of power. Remember, the conditions around individuals are indicative of what is within them. Every human being on earth has a holy Christ self, a pure Christ being who will come into the physical form and change it into perfection. It will pour its love into your affairs, bring purity and order where discord seem to be. It will provide every good thing. It will heal, purify, illumine, strengthen, and take every one through to victory, if the outer self wants that victory. But that presence will not intrude it, neither will we. When people come to us and want our assistance, they must come of their own free will, because they love the light, and because they love to come into that which is the perfection and eternal happiness of God's heart. I say, remind yourselves often that your holy Christ self, so far as your outer self is concerned, is the all-seeing eye of God, and there is not one thing the physical body does which the holy Christ self cannot see. The hour is coming, and it is not far away, when those under this radiation are either through with the sucking things of the outer world, or they will have to stay in the outer world. You precious ones, who have stood so staunchly and held to this light, I tell you, you are very precious to us, more than you know, and that is why I have come with a fierce determination to give you the explanation of this law. So if you choose to obey it, we will stand at your side at any moment to help you to your victory, but we cannot protect anything discordant. If the motive of an individual is wrong, then that individual must stay in the results of that wrong. We cannot lift people out of wrong conditions if their inner feeling is wrong, or if their motive is other than what they seem to know in the outer. 1 second. There is a very great opportunity before you. There are many wonderful things planned for your happiness. There are all the master powers of life waiting to come and act through your physical bodies to do for you, and to enable you to do through yourselves the things you have always longed to do, but their full release depends first of all on your own absolute selflessness, your humility, your purity, your absolute unselfishness. To the individual who has completely surrendered everything to the mighty I Am Presence, the Presence will give everything. Know that when we give all back to life, life makes the next wave of outpouring greater, and the individual who wants to hold on to human things, human qualities of impurity and discord, might just as well join the mass of the outer world and take the consciousness. We ask you and all your I Am study groups this week, and all in your I Am study groups throughout the world, to stand dynamically with your decrees, to drive and bind all strikes and all destruction and viciousness intended through them, back into the brains and bodies of all who order them, all who desire them, all who want to impose that upon life, because there are certain forces in America which must be consumed, and we do not want the mass of the people to become so aggravated by the injustice imposed upon them, that they open themselves to the sinister force and allow physical violence to break loose. Because if it does, we cannot protect them. We cannot protect the nation. We can never protect physical violence, and physical violence is never permitted. It is a tool of the sinister force. We do not use it. Do you not see? We do not use impurity. Then we cannot protect impurity. Yet the individual who has surrendered everything to God, the mighty I Am Presence and stands serene in the midst of all discord, will find God's protection surrounding him or her without the use of physical violence. These destructive things are the qualities and the destructive activities of the sinister force. I have come to give this explanation because if you will demand the invincible victory of our invincible purity, you will scarcely be aware of the destructive forces around you. We can take you through any experience, keep you supplied, protected, and happy, and clothe you with power to bless all life, so long as you keep the energy within yourselves harmonized. Precious ones, oh, if you see people around you doing things that they should not do, I plead with you for the safety of your nation. Just call on the law of forgiveness. Ask for the ascended host to wipe it out, or turn it upside down and bring a miracle of perfection and protection to America out of it, and go your way. But don't let your attention or discussion rest upon that wrong which someone else is doing. If you do, you will draw into your own world, and through your attention you go into it. Those of you who are located in I wish to warn you for the next 2 weeks to keep your attention off this recent accident. The attention of the people has the mass of the feelings of the people in the town are being qualified with that destruction, and they will draw more of that into themselves if they don't stop it. We do not want you to be caught in that whirlwind. I do not want you to be in any way part of that. Say, I am no part of that destruction. I am absorbed into the Holy Christ self of my blessed mighty I Am Presence. I am clothed in the mightiest luminous presence of the ascended host and their invincible victory, and I know that not that which is of destruction. Blessed ones, I am going to make another request. While it is the outer physical law, yet I agree with it, and I plead with all of you, when you are driving up in these mountains, and especially driving around those curves, see that you do not go over 20 miles an hour. I know many things that you do not, and when it comes to those curves, please do not go over 20 miles an hour. One day, you will thank me for this reminder. It will not matter of fear. It is a matter of holding absolute control over a certain amount of energy, which, if you will give this obedience, would enable us to keep you invincible. But if you choose to experiment with your ideas and your own feeling worlds, when you must take the consequence, we are adamant on this. If you will give obedience, oh, we don't ask your obedience to us, precious ones, we ask your obedience to your own mighty I Am Presence, which is the law of harmony, and it is one with us. Therefore, what we are asking is not to benefit us. We are quite free. We are quite happy. We have unlimited powers of the universe to draw upon, but we would like you to see out of your distress. We would like to see you enjoy all the happiness and wonderful things of the universe which we enjoy. We would love to take you and show you some of the magnificent realms of creation, where such beauty, freedom, and exquisite things are being created as you little dream are possible to life. All of that is yours, as freely as the air you breathe. If you will give this obedience to your own mighty I Am Presence, and your presence has never asked one thing of you all through the centuries, but harmony, so it might give you all of its beauty and perfection, so it might give you its own magnificent voice, so it might give you its healing flame, so it might give you eternal happiness and supply of every good thing, your presence has never asked you for one thing through the centuries, except to hold its harmony that it might give you more than you have of every good thing. So it really pays. Precious ones, it really pays to surrender to your presence, be unconcerned about human creations, because, oh dear, if you are going to be distressed about this, that, and other persons' imperfection, I am quite sure you will be the sum total of everybody's imperfection, which has ever disturbed you. I am quite sure you do not want that. Suppose you meet 3 people in a day, who are in distress. You contact them, you talk about it, you think about it, and stir it up. When night time comes, you will have your own energy requalified that way. Then you have drawn into your own world by your own attention 3 times more distress than you had when you started out. I do not believe you want it. I am quite sure you do not. You think you need to think often how energy acts, and then know that you must be its master. So all energy which is qualified harmoniously blesses you on the moment, blesses the universe around you, and goes forth and brings back to you more blessings tomorrow. Then you have the capacity to give greater blessings than you have today. That is what my great flame of cosmic purity means to you, and the I Am student body everywhere, to America and the earth. Will you feel how close I am to you, precious ones, when there is a flame placed within your own brain structure, a flame of eternal purity of my life stream, my life? The flame of my life is anchored within your life too. So you may call to me at any moment, and as surely as one hand needed something and the other was required to assist, just as easily as you would direct your own 2 hands to work in unison in what you wanted to do, will you and I work together through the flame of eternal purity from my life stream to yours? If things in the outer seem to distress you, just turn quickly into that flame and say to your mighty I Am presence and to me, absorb me into the sevenfold flame of cosmic purity and make me unconscious of everything else. Then, my dear ones, in a flash can there flow around you the power from our octave, a flame, a substance, a garment, which will still your feelings on the instant, and stand between you and that which would cause distress. Then my purifying flame would move into the condition and help to change it. Precious ones, whenever you are using Saint Germain's instruction concerning the violet consuming flame, will you try to remind yourselves often that the violet consuming flame of which he has spoken is the flame of love? It is the purifying power of love from the central sun. Do not feel that the violet flame is just an action of the fire element. Feel that it is the love of life. It is the flame that loves life so greatly that it consumes all which has caused distress, and if you learn to acknowledge the violet consuming flame as the purifying power of cosmic love, then that flame for you will become a very tangible focus of power, which in purifying any condition always holds your own feelings perfectly at peace with that great love which changes everything into perfection harmoniously. Oh, it is not better to use these great activities of the sacred fire and bring about whatever changes have to come harmoniously and therefore permanently, than to struggle under the old human methods, by which you might change a condition today and tomorrow it will reappear? One day, everything in your world which is less than the perfection must be raised by our great cosmic flame of the Ascended Master's love, the love of the cosmic Christ, if it is ever to be done permanently. You cannot change any condition of the physical world into permanent perfection except by the great cosmic love of the cosmic Christ, which is the mighty I Am presence in the central sun, the heart of creation. That is eternal purity. It is a lavish abundance, more than you could ever dream in the universe, can come into your hands and use, precious ones, and as you hold to this steadfastly, and will you find yourselves becoming the custodians of much wealth which you did not dream it would be your province to manage. It will come to you as a trust, to help carry this light to other parts of the earth. When the people are ready to surrender their discord and replace it by the love from God's heart, which takes possession for eternity. Precious ones, I repeat again what your mighty Saint Germain said to you long ago in those I Am discourses. There is not one thing on the earth which is worth the shedding of one tear. When you know the great truth and reality of your mighty I Am presence, and this law of life, and if you will remember that, I will try to pour to you the great sevenfold flame of my love and purity, to take the place of everything which has ever been of distress. If you will feel my reality, I will show you the manifestations of the perfection and the protection which will be yours, and your victory sustained and eternal. In all the love and gratitude of my heart for your attention this afternoon, I clothe you in my flame of love and purity. Feel me as real as your own heart. Ask what you will, and it will be granted, even before you are through speaking. I challenge you today to try me out and see whether I can keep my word to you or not. I am unlimited purity. I am unlimited love. I am unlimited victory, and fullness of everything in the universe is yours. Everything in the universe is yours. My dear ones, if you will keep your attention upon your mighty I Am presence and to us, and call for this flame of eternal purity to assist life to be free everywhere, just forgive everything human and cover it with oceans of the flame of our eternal purity, to help us hold your nation steady until the light in the cosmic dawn, as it takes its dominion, has consumed the shadows forever. Thank you, Saint Germain's family. One day we shall show you what is meant by the crystal cup and what abides within it to bless you forever. Just feel our love, and we shall stand beside you, for there are no barriers to that love ever in all eternity. Thank you, precious ones.